This is Let's Talk Business with your host, Marc Ebinger. Now, here's Marc.
Welcome back to the Let's Talk Business podcast. Today we've got Jack Hathaway, the president and CEO of the Northwest San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, and Rose Ryan, a board member there at the Chamber. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. We're very excited to be here.
Bet.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for the invitation. We can't wait to share all the great news we have about our chamber.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about that, too, what you guys are doing out there in the world. I'm your host, Marc Ebinger, the owner of Kruka's Virtual Staffing, a company that saves business owners thousands of dollars a month by hiring skilled English-speaking virtual assistants from the Philippines and Latin America.
And I'm your co-host, Jenevy Sims with the Evolve Firm, where we help create branding strategies for entrepreneurs to evolve and elevate.
Now, Jenevy, you guys do every month you do what's called the Business Professionals of San Antonio Mixer. So what's going on this month? Where are you guys going to be at and what's happening?
Well, very excited to invite everybody that's listening right now. BPSA is a networking group, and every month we highlight a local nonprofit and a local venue. And this month it's happening on July 10th at the, oh my goodness, this place is so elevated, so elegant. It's called Blue Prime Steakhouse. It's actually across the way from Eddie V's. And this month we are highlighting Spurs Give, which is the actual local nonprofit for our Spurs. So this is going to be a big one. It's going to be huge. And we invite you to register online at bpsaevents.com. And you pay at the door. It's $10, and it goes directly to the nonprofit.
Yeah, you guys do such a good job there. I mean, every month you guys are giving back to the community. So great job there. And then not only that, but it's a great platform for business owners to come and mix it up and
absolutely
make some friends and do some business. Love all that. A quick reminder to follow the Let's Talk Business podcast on all major podcast platforms and social media where you can catch video version of the show anytime. You can get to everything easily by visiting our website at satalkradio.com. All right, so today we're going to be getting into it with Jack and Rose about the Northwest San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, which I think, there are a few chambers here in San Antonio. So the I don't know if competition's even the right word, because you guys serve pockets of community, right? It just gives them more attention, and more opportunity, and more resources. So I'm excited to get into that just a little bit. But Jack, what's the background of the formation of this chamber? What's the inspiration for it? What's the need for it?
Well, the chamber has been in existence since 1981. It started out as an association and gradually developed into a chamber of commerce. And so during that time, our main focus has been, helping businesses grow. That's what we're all about. And, you talked about some other chambers, and the thing that really sets us apart, I feel, is the fact that, we've been very, very stable. We've experienced some really, really good growth over the last few years. The thing that kind of sets us apart in that regard is the fact that, like I said, we're very stable. I've been the president and CEO for the last 2.5 years. I know some other chambers and some other associations have been going through some management upheaval over the last 6 months or so. And so we're very proud of the fact that, we're here to support not only the Northwest part of the city, but we have members all over Bexar County. So it's not just, Highway 90 over to 281. We have members in all segments of the city who are looking to grow their business. And, and the thing that really also sets us apart is that we have some incredible marketing tools that no other chambers have. And there's actually 18 tools, and Rose can go through the dynamics of what they are and how they work.
And I think at the end of the day, people join chambers, they're looking to be involved in the business community, but they're also looking to get some kind of ROI back, whether it's through connections or resources, education, those kinds of things. So, Rose, what kind of programs are you guys offering local businesses?
We have 3 major programs that we offer to our businesses. Excuse me. And I think they're unique. Like Jack was mentioning, the 18 different marketing tools. If you were to go out and buy that from a business consultant, web developer, SEO, advancer, it's going to cost anywhere from $2,500 to $10,000. And small businesses, with everything else they have going, they really can't afford all of that. Not all of them. So that's the niche that we really serve, is people that need either education, excuse me, or the 18 different marketing tools that help them get out on the internet so that they can be found And then the other thing we do, of course, that all chambers do is networking. So our networking events, those three are things, really, the education. And with education, we network with entities such as the Small Business Administration. They have a local office here, and they have a multiplicity of tools to help our businesses grow. Many of them don't know where to start. They just come in, and they're, really like deer in the headlights type. And so we're that answer for them. We are the ones that are able to provide that information for them and that networking. And it isn't just the SBA. It's also people like UTSA's Small Business Development Center. It has a wealth of information as well. And then there's SCORE, and then there's all other kinds of businesses out there. And, like Bexar County, they have their small business program. You have even CPS Energy comes out and talks to our members about energy savings. So all the things that we do, I think, is that we try to package things in such a form to where it gives them a lot of tools and resources for a very minimal cost. And that's really the thing that sets us apart from some of the other chambers, is that, all these 18 tools, it's only $150 for the entire year. I mean, incredible, powerful tools. Oh, and by the way that we got these powerful tools was because our one of our co-founders for our software company happened to work for Google Business Group. And so he brought all of that expertise and knowledge to our software company. And of course, they in turn shared that with us. We've been with them for over 13 years. So we've watched them evolve and develop. And it seems like every year they come out with something new. One of the latest was the Let's Do Commerce program.
Bring your mic a little closer.
We did a Let's Do Commerce program, and that one is incredible. It started rolling out some of the 18 tools, and then they just changed it to documented community. So that one really expands, and they just keep evolving and evolving, helping our members be seen on the internet, and just so that their business can expand and grow. And that's really our whole crux, is that we want to help the businesses grow, and we want to help them with the networking, whether it's business-to-business referral, whether it's where do I go for X. We're their one-stop shopping for anything it is that you want to know about business.
That's amazing. Well, one of when small businesses are just starting and they're still trying to figure out all the resources, it sounds like you have everything kind of in-house. Kind of walk us through the process of a new member coming in. How involved are you with their whole entire membership?
Oh, well,
very
we're
involved.
Very,
Go ahead,
very
Jack.
involved.
And then
In fact, we have some chamber training videos that we introduce new members to. It's the Grow and Protect program to help members, with all of the different aspects that we offer. And not only that, we have a lot of networking opportunities. One of the first things that new members do is they come to our luncheons. We have our luncheon the third Wednesday of every month at various restaurants in the northwest quadrant of the city. And then we also have mixers, a quarterly mixer that takes place. Our next one's going to be in September because, well, we don't see the need to do mixers in July and August because everyone's on vacation. So our next one will be in September. In fact, we just had one recently. But Rose, you want to talk more about the Grow and Protect program?
Yes, the Grow and Protect is a fabulous program. What it is, it's a library of videos. And, a lot of videos are hour long. Businesses want to get something quick and fast and, tell me how to do it. And so these videos are usually very short, 3 to 5 minutes. Some are a little bit longer, but under 10 minutes. And they cover all types of topics, all the way from cybersecurity to how best project yourself on Facebook. So it's all kinds of videos. I just love that. So that's one of the things that we offer in addition to these 18 different marketing tools. And we also our software company puts out a monthly newsletter. And that newsletter is on topics that are hot topics of the day. for businesses, and it's great. So we're in love with our software company.
Well, let's talk about membership real quick. So how many members are of the
Currently, we have 250, and we're growing.
Okay.
In fact, at our next luncheon on July the 17th, by the way, it's going to be at BB's Tex Orleans in Alamo Ranch. We will be presenting a plaque to one of our newest members at the luncheon. But we do ribbon cuttings. In fact, we have one coming up next month. So, there's lots of opportunities to engage new members and get them on board and make them aware of all of the features and benefits of being a member of the Northwest San Antonio Chamber.
When you guys have your lunch every month, how many people show up to that on average?
Well, it varies. It really depends on what else is happening during that week. It's always the third Wednesday of every month. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we'll have as many as 30 folks, sometimes 25. It just depends on what else is going on out there in the world.
And what about your mixers? How many people showing up to your mixers?
25 to 30, yeah.
Okay, good.
And one of the reasons that a lot of people don't go to the luncheons and mixers is because they're busy running their business. And that's been a big challenge because they don't have the time to come out and do the networking. Now, we really promote the networking because we feel that people want to do business with people that they can trust. And if you get to know them, chat it up a bit with them, you get to know them and feel comfortable doing business with them, whether it's business referrals, maybe it's your own business, maybe it's another, they have a need for maybe a plumber and you're somebody else. With networking with our different members, we can do referrals. We even have the referrals online to make it real easy for people to refer.
Well, I look at your chart here that you've got, and really I think outlining a path to success, like here you're a new member, this is what you can expect, these are the tools that are available to you. What are you guys doing to highlight the success of existing members so that other people can catch that fire? They can say, you know what, so-and-so has had success. They've gone from where they joined the chamber and now their ROI, their whatever it is, however you guys are measuring success, which I guess is another question. How do you measure success for your folks? But are you highlighting your member success?
Our members pretty much do that on their own.
Yeah.
When
Through
they
our
go
website.
to these lunches, they will say, hey, we've just done X, Y, and Z. One of the things we do at our luncheons is that we allow our members to have a little 1-minute blurb about their business.
Exactly.
And so a lot of them will talk about how the chamber has helped them with their business, and because they know that other people are there taking a look-see at us, and they want to encourage them to join so that they can receive some of the benefits that we have.
Testimonials are huge, right?
They are.
Big time.
Testimonials are really, really
Absolutely.
big. So if you guys, as you're continuing to grow out your platform, having a place where you can come together, even if it's a Zoom meeting or something, but having captured those, you know what I mean? If you structure that,
Yes.
hey, this is their
So
success.
glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
The reason is because we have a thing called a video profile. And on the video profile, it's an opportunity. It's about a 5-minute video of yourself, and you can introduce yourself to the community. So, and it's attached to some of these 18 different marketing tools. For instance, it's attached to your mobile app and your digital business card and several things. So when people look at it, not only does it help you with your SEO elevation, but it gives you an opportunity to do that, to either do a testimonial or just strictly promote your business. So that, I appreciate that idea because I think we need more testimonials for sure.
Yeah, because as people are making those decisions on where to spend their dollars, and it doesn't sound like it's really that expensive. You said $150 a year?
For a
150,
year.
that's our basic
it's
membership.
less than $7 a month.
But
So-
that's a pro and a con, because on the one hand, it's good as a low barrier entry. On the other end, it's like, well, what kind of services are being provided? Right, you know what I mean? So
everybody's in shock about how many services we provide and how
Exactly.
deep it goes. But we're a nonprofit, so we're not in it to make a lot of money.
Right,
We're
right.
in it to help businesses, and as a matter of fact, we're an all-volunteer chamber. So the people that are involved with it are in it because of their heart. They want to give back to the community. Like myself, I'm retired. I have a lot of business experience, and I really love to see businesses grow. And if I can help them in any way, shape, or form, that's what I want to do. So I think that you're absolutely right in that these testimonials, but I believe that our members really speak for themselves, and They talk it up amongst each other, and you know it's successful when they hang out after the lunch is
After the
over,
luncheon.
and they do that a lot. And we're a smaller chamber, so you really it has a lot of intimacy, and you get to know the other people, and it's really a different vibe than some of the other ones where you go and maybe there are 1,000 members and you get lost in the crowd.
By the way, I failed to mention that our featured speaker, we have a different speaker every luncheon. Our featured speaker this month on July 17th is going to be CPS Energy. So, we have folks from all different walks of life and different companies, corporations come and speak. In fact, earlier this year, we had Sheriff Javier Salazar come and do a presentation. And needless to say, we had a huge attendance for that.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, I didn't even know you guys were a nonprofit.
Yes,
So, that's
501c6. Most nonprofits are C3, but we're a C6, which is a business association designation.
Oh, wow. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the type of service, community service that you do aside from the membership part.
A lot of the chambers, Mark was saying there are a lot of chambers. Yes, there are. There are 14 just in the San Antonio area. And then if you count, New Braunfels and some of the other surrounding cities.
Tri-County.
There are a lot of chambers. And so each one does their own thing and has a special focus. And our focus is all entirely on our members. So what we do, I know a lot of them are charitable, and hats off to you for your charitable work. But that's not our focus. Our focus is we want to develop business, we want them to expand, and we want to be there to help them with that portion of it.
Awesome. Well, how many would you say just this year alone? We had talked about it outside. After COVID, we saw a lot of businesses start developing and coming out of that. How many would you say you guys had help or had your hand in developing just this year alone?
Oh, gosh. Most of our members have been with us for a long time, and so people come and go. And I will say I want to give a shout out to Bexar County because they took some of the federal funding and gave it to various entities, and we were one of the entities that they gave it to. They gave us a $30,000 grant to help businesses, and so we're appreciative of that. But we lost about 25% of our business with COVID, and now it's just coming back from that. So, it isn't a huge number every year because we only have a little over 200 members or 250 members, but it's significant to keep us going. And again, we have very low overhead. And as you and I talked earlier, we're even looking at coming to Venture X because it has a beautiful low-cost appeal.
Yes, we definitely love it here, so we encourage that.
So let's get into the tools a little bit. You guys have mentioned that a few times. So let's start with what's the most used, and then we can just kind of go from there. So give me an idea of when a business owner becomes a member with your chamber. You're going to introduce these tools to them. Which ones are they using most
Rose
often?
is our tools expert, so take it away, Rose.
Well, we have an online digital color catalog, and it highlights their services and products. So if they don't have the photos or a website where we can lift some photos off, we have I forget what it's called. Anyway, it's a stock photo. We have an arrangement with a stock photo to where we can create all of these for them. And they normally get 8 different services or products that they want to highlight. So you'd have a picture of each one of those, and then when they click on those, it can drill down not only into the verbiage about it, but also into a connection back to their website, into their social media links, and all of that. So one of them that a lot of people love is that digital color catalog. And they also get a digital business card.
Well, hang on. So the digital catalog is on your guys' website?
Yes. However, it goes everywhere because it's on the internet. And, but as long as you're there, I'll go ahead. They get a special key text word. And if they send that key text word to 1-866-866-5545, it will give them a live prospect that says, hey, somebody has looked at your website. You might want to, follow up with them.
Wow.
So it's a live prospect, and it's just great.
So
But
let me dig into that just a little
Okay.
bit. So how many of those are you guys sending out a month?
Oh, we don't track how many that we send out. It's mainly the thing that we do capture. You mentioned it earlier, is the ROI. We track the number of clicks and hits that you get on your site, and so we give you, and so that you can judge whether your money spent investment with us is worth it. We give you an estimated cost of what that would be if you were to purchase Google ads and things like that. So and we send it out monthly, so people get to look at it. Now, it takes a couple of months to get off the ground, but usually by month 3 to 6, you've already paid for your membership time and time again. The other thing that we do, a lot of people like mobile apps. And on our mobile app, this color catalog is one of the buttons on the mobile app. There are several different things that are there. Excuse me. And let me take a sip of water.
Well, as we walk through these, these tools, focusing on the direct ROI that's my area of interest.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and of course, tracking is always part of
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
So, but go
But
ahead.
that's what we track is the hits and clicks that you have. Now, the networking and education are all a bonus on top of that, but that's something that we can specifically give each member so that they know if our chamber is doing the work for them or not. And then they can decide to rejoin. A lot of the members aren't able to go to some of our events, but they have advantage of all the educational tools that we send to them, not only the internet marketing, but the educational and those connections with the agencies that work with us to help small businesses grow. One of the big things that people like is not only the mobile app and all the little things that come with it, but they can post their social media one time. Oh, and by the way, we have AI to help you create all of that, and it's all included in the software. And with the social multi-post, they do it once, and then it posts to whatever social media they're already on. So that's another great feature.
So how is that implemented? Do they tie it directly? Is it a software that they have a membership to? They plug all their social media in on their side? How does that distribution actually occur?
When they are set up, they let us know their website. If they don't have one, we create one for them, and it's called a landing page. But if they do have one, then we lift from that and put it on their landing page. If they don't have one, we can create it with the stock photos and whatever. But on the way that works is when they set up, they give us their website, they give us all their social media links, all of that. And we put that into the software, and the software automatically does the rest. For instance, in your mobile app, there is the social media, so you get to click on each one, and it takes you direct to each one of those social media sites. But as far as how it works technically, it's all included in the software. When you become a chamber member, every package that we have has all of these 18 different tools and, of course, all the software that goes with it. And our software company actually has created this software. Like I said, we've been with them for 13 years. They created it because they saw a need for chambers to have software. And so this not only helps us, manage our members with billing and notices and things like that, invitations to our events. The reason it was created is they have over 1,000 chambers across the United States, and they all needed some of the same. So that's how a lot of these tools got developed, and also the backside, for the billing and keeping up with your members and inviting them to events and things like that. So we're really pleased with them, and we'll definitely stick with them. And again, they're evolving. It's amazing because they started out with this letsdocommerce.com, and now it's this documented community. And the documented community is because they realize, a storefront isn't enough. You really need to be documented in the community, not only locally, but also through the internet. So they can get business from, wherever. And the company that we deal with, software company, also has the same offerings in the United Kingdom and many other
Right.
around the world.
Software definitely powerful and definitely useful for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. That's how we have these 18 tools. And that's how we really differentiate ourselves from the other chambers, because nobody else has it. And they're so deep and rich as far as what we can offer. I mean, who gives you a 5-minute video profile that you can attach to your digital business card? We do a QR code for you. It's specially for your business. Just so many tools.
Is the landing page optimized for SEO?
We don't specialize in SEO optimization, but what we do is with these, we give you 25. Another thing, when you set up, we give you 25 words to describe your business, and that's one of the things that helps you be found on Google and some of the other platforms.
Well, you guys are a pretty good sized chamber. So do you guys have like people that are experts in particular areas that you would drive them to? For example, like Jenevy specializes in branding, right?
Right.
So logos, brandings, even does
Yes.
website and that kind of stuff, right? Social media. So when somebody says, hey, this is an area that I need help with, that seems like that would be a great opportunity to say, well, this is what you get to kind of start, right? To make sure you have
Yes.
something.
Right,
Exactly.
But
right.
then let's
Yes.
move it off to you know,
Right.
these introductions to experts that can help them
Yes.
really do things.
Absolutely. You bring up a great point, because we do give them the basics. And then if they want to go beyond that, we have our referral business where we refer different people to, just like we would refer a plumber, grass mower, or whatever, the same thing. So we do that referral as well.
Well, I'm actually talking a little bit more than just the referrals. I'm talking about like, here's your path to success, is like finding out where are they deficient, where do they need help with, and then being intentional about, well, it's time for you to have a website. Here's 3 people that are a member of the chambers or whatever that you could go and start that conversation with. And then, kind of tracking that a bit so that you're being intentional about directing them. Have you guys?
Can we get that deep into the weeds?
Well,
Rose?
basically what we do we invite them to our networking events, and then we have web developers and different that are our members.
That's true.
And what happens is they go to these events and they meet them, and they can take them to the next level. And so
So
in
it's
a
not
way,
like
indirectly,
it's more
not,
matter of fact or happenstance rather than actually.
Exactly.
This is something that I
Exactly.
think on chambers that might be missing is this. It's almost like a path to success for small businesses because, I do a ton of networking as well, and I know Jenevy does, and there's not necessarily a focused path, right? And really it's kind of that path to success for small business owners, and maybe an educational thing that you guys could teach folks is to say, hey, look, as you're growing your business, these are things that you need to be intentional on. Like your website, you got to have a website that's optimized correctly for local organic
Yes.
SEO. You do.
Yes.
It's just if you're going to compete in the market, you got to have it,
Yes.
right? You got to have a social media presence.
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
so here's a class. So I know you guys are doing classes already.
Yes.
So that's a great opportunity, especially if it's like your classes are tied to a path to success. Might be a good
Just
thing.
to go deeper into it.
Yeah.
Yes, and one of the things we do is we rely a lot on our, like UTSA's Small Business Development Center. They have a lot of that path to success because they can take, just depending on what, where the business is at that point in time. Some of them are brand new, and some of them have 10 years of history behind them. So each one of them needs something a little bit different. And what we do is bring those opportunities to them through our luncheons and things like that, and educational seminars. And we let them know, okay, this is happening, that's happening.
Have you met Kian Frith, one of our co-hosts? Have
yes,
you met Kian?
we on the pre-podcast.
The Prep Zoom? Yeah. So one of the things he's very good at and he's very passionate about is helping business owners understand their numbers. Right. So he would be a good guy to teach
great.
a class, right? Because a lot of times, myself included, can be go into business and we don't really understand what to even look for and how to structure our monitoring system for our financials. We don't even know that. So everybody may be at a different place in their business, but there are certain things that business owners should have checked off.
Sounds like he would be a good candidate for being a featured speaker at one of our luncheons.
Well, for sure, for sure. But as part of the chamber onboarding process is to figure out what is that business's needs, and then pairing them with, hey, these are some things that are available, and tracking all of that, because that helps them really move their business forward, at least in my opinion. Because we've got to be making progress. And I've struggled with trying to figure things out as a small business, retired police officer trying to figure out business. And if a chamber had said to me, Mark, we actually help business owners on a path to success. We're going to track your progress and make sure that you have certain things in place that you need. But bigger than just tools, but like, do you understand your financials? What are you doing about your website? What are you doing about social media? On and on and on, because these things are all tied together.
Yeah, more of an accountability partner. I wish I had that when I first started my business, because
That's what
honestly, I was going to all these government entities. I was going to SBA, I was going to SCORE, any free marketing opportunity, I was there because I wanted to learn more. But there was no accountability. It was like, okay, here's the tools. See what happens, after
Take
that.
it and have fun.
Yeah. So then it was, it was kind of a learning process. But what would it look like to have a chamber that not just provides the tools, but says, okay, where are you in your process, and what can we do to help? Because we have the tools, but like Mark said, everybody's on a different journey, and everybody's going to be at a different level. So what are you doing as a chamber to make sure they're on the path of success, other than just saying, here's the tools? Just like as parents, we're having to guide our children, and we're having to say, okay, this is where you want to go. Instead of just watching them make the mistake, let me show you how to utilize this tool. I think you guys are doing an amazing job embracing AI. That is phenomenal.
Yes.
A lot of businesses and companies are still running away from AI, but you're embracing it, and you're helping our small business owners. But educate them too also on how to use it, and then also, like to Mark's point, not just have these networking events where hopefully they'll run into who they're looking for, but Mark is so good at this where he connects people and say, I know what you need. I heard what you did last week. Let me introduce you to so-and-so, because they're on that same path.
That's a lot of what we do here on the show too, is because I'm very attentive to the conversations, and when I can see there's a deficiency somewhere, or at least in my perceived one, I'll be like, well, what about this here? Because the goal at the end of the day is to be effective in our business. Otherwise, we're just spinning our wheels. And I think that I've talked to plenty of chambers, and through networking, and even here on the podcast. But it's like, what are we really doing tangibly to take ABC business owner? Where are you at now? Help me understand that. And here's a list. Where do you think you need the most help? And then prioritize where you need help. And we're going to match you with the right people, because at the end of, like me, I'm a networker. That's all I do pretty much is network. So when I hear a need, I can be like, oh, well, you need to talk to Jenevy, because she can get you. You take a look at the logo and see it's just a bit of a mess, or they don't have any kind of SEO, or whatever the issue is, or financials, which is so huge. It's one thing to put on a class. Kian can go do a class, right? That's great, which, by the way, it should be captured on video and then made available on your website as a recurring thing. All your speakers should be video recorded. That should be something that you do, so you can build out a library, right?
Oh, I agree.
But then it's like, now Kian is a resource. You guys know Kian. He's a resource. When somebody says, I don't understand my financials, I don't know what a P&L is, and I don't know how to read it, well, then you need to talk to someone like Kian, so you can actually match them where they're at with the resource that they need. It really is a walk. And I think that's something that in chambers can go way beyond just opportunities and education and tools, but really get into that nitty gritty. And then you have people that are with you for life, and they're actually excited to bring somebody else. Hey, you want to know how to run your business or how to do things right? Yeah, the chambers are great, but the Northwest Chambers one, they'll actually take the time, sit with you, figure out where you're at, and then help you have a path to success that is walking with you.
Well, Mark, you brought us some really good points, things that we probably should address at our next board meeting.
Yes,
absolutely.
some
really, really good ideas.
Well, and the value, you create the value, right? You can charge more for the value. And it's not about being profitable, Rose. It's about having the resources necessary to deliver for your folks, which requires revenue, right? Because having someone like Kian come in and speak may cost money, right? And maybe that's a good thing. You don't need everybody to do stuff for free. Actually pay them. You guys know I do mixers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I get
Oh,
a lot
sure.
of sponsors and everything else, but I like to also pay people to come out and do things because now they're getting something back. So when you can deliver those funds back to your community, it's not all just donate, but here we want to pay. It's just, it feels better. It feels different, I think. But as long as you're delivering value, you're going to have people just lined up to become part of your chamber, in my opinion.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And I think we do offer a lot of value with where we're at now, but I love the idea of kicking it up a notch and getting to the next level. And when people do want specific help on certain things, since we do network so much with SBA and UTSA Small Business Center and SCORE, we will, because some of those have mentors that will actually work one-on-one with you. And, because some of the education it's kind of like trying to appeal to somebody in school from kindergarten to college. One size doesn't fit all. And so it is very specific. And that's what we're doing now, is connecting them with these resources so that if there's a mentor available for them, which both SCORE, who recently presented, and also SBA, when they presented, they talked about that. And so we felt like that was good enough, but it's always great to have another opinion that says, hey, have you
Yes.
thought about X? And so we're grateful to you today,
Well, and
Mark,
it's-
about that.
I think it's easy to execute
Yeah.
on too, because you guys already have a business community that's delivering
Yes.
services anyway.
Yes.
Once you
Absolutely.
compile like some solutions and then actually just have a path for your new business owner that's coming in, or your new member that's coming in, you just run them through a checklist and then identify opportunities to pair them with existing members to satisfy the solutions. Now you're creating opportunity for your existing members while delivering value to your new members. It's a no-lose situation.
Yes. Awesome.
And you guys
I
are
agree.
already doing so much more than what other chambers are doing, because you're really walking with your business owners from the resources that you've created. You identified the needs and you created this amazing software alongside with it. I mean, a lot of chambers I've gone to and have been a part of before was more like, here's a networking mixer, you must attend. So on top of your membership, you have to pay to go to the events with a $5 discount, and that's about it. And, then I forget, what they have on the website because I don't visit their website, and then I don't get the value that I'm putting into it.
Right.
And so you guys brought so much marketing here, which I love that. So let's focus a little bit more on the branding part of your chamber. When you created this brand, like you said, you're really focused on our small businesses, even outside of the Northwest area. What are some other solutions that you're bringing to the table that's going to help our small business owners, let's say right now, that have been in business for over 5 years, and now they're in that part where they've already got their business set up, they're going to join the chamber. What value are they going to get at that point?
Well, I have to go back to networking. I've been in outside sales or sales and marketing for almost 50 years. So, I understand the value. In fact, I came to the Northwest San Antonio Chamber through a networking event. I was at an event and heard all about the Northwest Chamber. So I came to the chamber based on that. And it goes without saying that, you're going to do business with people that you know and trust. And that's where networking becomes so vital. And that's why we really, really strive to get our business owners in front of other business owners so that they can grow through all of the networking opportunities that we offer. So I'm not sure I answered your question,
No, that's
Jenevy.
perfect. That's perfect. We're very strong in
So
networking, right, Mark?
We also rely a lot on our software company to develop these beautiful brochures and things for
Right.
us. So we haven't focused on branding. I know that's your area of expertise, and we probably need to talk about that because that's probably something, we had mentioned earlier that not on this broadcast, but on another conversation, that there was some confusion on some people because they didn't realize we're the Northwest San Antonio Chamber, not the North Chamber. In fact, Jack was telling me this morning that the North Chamber is getting ready to rebrand themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
New identity and everything.
Yes,
It
yes.
was just announced this morning.
You know, that's networking super powerful. Like you guys know, I do a bit of that. So when I looked at networking events, so let's talk about that for a minute. So
Okay.
tell me the structure of your networking events. What do people expect when they get there? Tell me how you deliver there.
Well, what we do is a little bit like your podcast mixers. We have sponsors that buy a marketing table, and with the funds that we receive from that, we provide the food for our mixers. And then it's mostly getting people there, having them talk to other people, see our vendors, and that's basically what we do.
Okay, so what about capturing the moment? You guys, of course, again, you've been to mine, so you're using it as an example. So we also do videography and photography
Yes,
while
you
we're there.
do.
We need to have a step and repeat banner so that everything's branded
Yes,
accordingly.
we do have banners that we use.
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
And
The thing we
photography?
don't do, we don't we take photos and then we post them to our Facebook. But there's a lot more that we can do in that regard.
Because
to
look,
help-
if you aren't generating content, then it doesn't even really happen. And you guys have to be focused on your end to make sure that you're capturing it and then delivering it back out to everybody, tagging them, doing all the things on the backside of it. But branding it is super powerful, right?
Very true.
And videography is huge because videography now allows you to create content that can be a combination of pictures and photos, or pictures and photos, photos and video, right?
We know what you mean.
Right. So, and that is, people are consuming content on a regular basis, and the combination of pictures and video is really kind of a cool thing to create shorts out of and stuff like that. So it's great content, but that's the longevity, and says, hey, this is actually happening. And then when you're at the next event, you're using the content from the previous one to promote the next one, and on and on and on, right? So that's why I'm asking what you guys are doing there beyond, obviously capturing revenue so you can deliver food and drinks, which is awesome. But what else? What other opportunities for the business owners that are going to be there to network are they, other than connecting with each other? I'm trying to learn here too.
Yeah,
So if
that
you guys are
would-
doing something,
Well, we have
much
door
the main-
prizes. We have a lot of folks
A
that come just
raffle
for the door
treat.
prizes. We have
people
really
there.
nice door
but,
prizes.
But mostly our focus at these mixers is networking and getting people to know each other, feel comfortable with each other, use each other's services, and that's been our primary focus. But again, you've given us another idea how can we kick it up a notch so that we
Capture
can be
it.
more effective in capturing.
We're also
that.
featured on the San Antonio Business Calendar every month. So, in fact, he was our featured speaker this month.
there's other networking calendars and stuff like that as local as well that you guys could probably tap into if you haven't already and get on those calendars. But yeah, so promoting is a whole other thing, right? But I really could talk, probably a long time about mixers, right? We don't want to beat a dead
Yes.
horse on that. But
By the way, I really loved your photo booth at the mixer. I met the vendor,
Erica?
Yes, and she was delightful. But that was so special because it captured that moment, and you can email it to yourself, and it was great because you can use it over and over. I loved that. I thought that was a really great idea.
I want to talk for a minute about your pricing. You guys, there's lots of different philosophies on pricing, right? Pricing can work for you and against you in a couple of different approaches. One is there's not really, it's so cheap that it's really not effective, or that it's ideally priced and all of that kind of stuff. So how did you guys figure your pricing on $150?
Well, actually, we would love to have more members join us at the $1,000 level.
So you have different packages.
We
that
do.
you mentioned.
yes,
we do.
absolutely.
Right here.
If you
Yeah.
open the brochure, we have.
I'm sorry, I'm running a podcast
that's
here.
all
I
right.
don't have time for that.
We have
can't
several
read.
different options for people, and they get more marketing as they go up in price. But this is our basic one is the 150, and then if you want more bells and whistles, you can purchase a higher membership.
So what's the highest level membership?
Double
you can?
diamond. That's
Okay.
$1,000.
What do I get for double diamond that I'm not getting it at the 150 one? No. I mean, but you don't have to go through every
No,
bullet point. But I'm
right.
like,
Well-
do I get a chance to speak at your events? Are you
Yes.
are we
Oh,
creating
absolutely.
content? What are we
Yes.
doing?
You are part of any printed material we have. We have a special sponsorship area where you appear on every web page. For instance, when people look at mobile apps, any mobile app for the 250 members that we have, your logo would appear there. Not only would it appear there, but they can click on it and it goes directly to their website.
Okay, what else?
They get 2 people can attend our luncheons at no charge.
Okay.
Several other things.
And there's a
they
luncheon
get a-
every month.
There's a
Every
luncheon
month.
every
the
month.
third Wednesday of
Uh-huh.
every
What do
month.
your lunches normally cost?
Are $22 for members and $28 for non-members.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
And they also get an introduction at all of our events. And Jack does a special thank you to the sponsors, and so they receive that as well.
Do they get a chance to speak on a mic, or is it
They do.
just a shout out?
In fact, all of our members that attend our luncheons get to do a like elevator speech at the
right,
end.
gotcha.
Right. Yeah, a
So,
1-minute presentation
yeah.
on their business.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really interactive, and I think that's why people keep coming, because they want to have a chance to get out in front of everybody and tell them what they do.
Sorry, I'm kind of hogging the mic.
No,
here.
you're good. You're good. I'm learning too. What is this one? Speak a little bit about this part on the list where it says you can post a job, career, and bid
yes.
opportunities.
Oh, goodness.
That would be a big value to our listeners.
We have on your dashboard, there's a button that allows you to post offers and any job board. So
Right.
it does both.
Okay,
And basically, you just put in the content. It's a fixed, format.
Characters,
Yes, and then you can use AI to help you with that as well. And you can also add logos and things like that to it to fancy it up a little bit. And then when you go to the Northwest San Antonio Chamber website and you look at the jobs and offers, it comes up, and it's a picture of what it is that you're trying to sell.
Okay.
And by the
gotcha.
way, that web address is nwsachamber.org.
Gotcha. Now, what? Go a little bit more in depth about your grand opening opportunities.
Oh, those are always
Oh,
fun.
yeah,
Yes.
ribbon
It's,
It's
cuttings.
ribbon cutting and grand opening. People love to go and see that ribbon come out, see those big scissors,
Yeah.
hoot and holler whenever it gets cut. So that's one of the things that people, when they're coming, either coming into our area or, just starting their business or whatever, they want to start off with a bang. And so normally the business that is going to have the ribbon cutting funds the event themselves, and we're there to honor them, support them, honor them, make it a day. And of course, Jack is excellent at it because he used to be an actor.
Oh,
So
I
he
didn't
really
know about
hams it
that,
We don't even
Jack.
wanna go into
Yeah,
any
he
of
really
that.
I
hams
do
it up.
kind of want to go now.
Yeah, he really hams it up and makes them feel special, and
Well, in
it's
fact,
a lot of fun.
In fact, last month we did the grand opening celebration for the new McCombs Hyundai over right near Evers and 410, and it was actually televised. Ken's TV was there to televise the whole event.
There were more. I think
got
we
some-
had about 6 different.
Media
channels that were
outlets
there,
out there? Nice. Yeah, every store.
Well, I saw it. I saw it on Ken's on the news that night. So that's why I'm just concentrating on them. But yeah, we make a big production of it and make them feel special. Do the plaque
Absolutely.
presentation, cut the ribbon,
And it's a good way for a community to know what's opening up
Oh,
and
absolutely.
be a part of that.
Yeah,
New
Exactly.
business in town.
in fact, we're going to be doing one next month
Next
for
Monday.
Slim
Next
Chickens.
Monday, Slim
Next
Chicken.
Monday,
Next
okay.
Monday.
For
Well,
Slim
speaking
Chickens.
of ribbon cuttings, what are you guys doing on social media for like your zip codes and your particular area? How are you guys getting the message out via social media?
Good question.
Well, one of the
Other
things we
than
do,
Facebook and
we put it
LinkedIn.
on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah, yeah.
We probably should revamp our Twitter and do it on Twitter as well.
Right, yeah.
Because what we found, not only your affiliation with a chamber, that brings you up, your SEO up, because it's a credible business. And so that's going to help you. Your video profile that that you can record brings you up. Just the fact that we have 10 pages of indexed internet content for each one of our members, that helps bring them up. So we do several things to help bring them up to where they can be found.
Sure. I was speaking more specifically to like your social media outreach when it comes to, hey, here's an announcement. We're going to be having a ribbon cutting.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But you can actually
Yes.
target through, Facebook
yeah.
outreach.
We do that on Facebook
Yeah.
and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Right. But
And we
I'm sure
also
your
send out
newsletters.
notices. We send out notices, several
our
of
members.
them, to all of our members. and then we post them to regular social media outlets. And then
Have
that
you guys thought about doing a targeted Facebook and Instagram campaign that is targeted to the Northwest area of San Antonio when a new business opens and says, hey, this is what's coming? And I'm talking about like an awareness campaign that might cost $50 to actually get it done in your area, and you can get a lot of reach on Facebook. Have you done any
That's an
advertising?
excellent idea.
My husband's done that for his business, but we haven't done it for ours. We need to do that.
Come on, Rose.
So somewhere you guys probably have a member already who is a Facebook, Instagram advertising expert, right? This is, again, an opportunity to do outreach saying, hey, this is something that we'd love to be able to do, and then work out some kind of deal where maybe they can do some of that work pro bono for you. And you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But then you give them the recognition for that. But there's cool ways to, be strategic in how you do this. Then when you're doing outreach for a member, you say, look, one of the things that we do is we run an ad campaign in the local area here, the northwest side of San Antonio, to make sure everybody who's on Facebook and Instagram knows that you're going to be opening up, and then we celebrate that afterwards for X amount of days to celebrate that. So
Yeah, that's a great idea. And the other thing, a lot of people don't know, the U.S. Post Office also has a program called Every Door Direct. And what that does is you can segment either by income or demographics or whatever it is that you want, and can send out to a targeted area too. So that's another way you can get it out.
And you could charge for that too. So let's say you could have a package when somebody comes on and says, hey, you're going to have a ribbon cutting. This is what's available to you if you want to upgrade that ribbon cutting. And that way you're going to get a lot more exposure, and that can cover your costs, kind of a thing.
Makes sense.
But again, it's using the resources you guys already have in your chamber as saying, hey, this is a feature, but it's also a benefit, because we're looking to have a couple people, maybe bid on it or whatever the deal is. You secure them for a year, and they're the ones that are going to be doing these kinds of things for you. So you can leverage your existing community to up your value and what you're delivering for the Northwest Chamber in ways that aren't being thought about or at least executed on at other chambers.
And you know what? It's so amazing to see the resources you currently have, because it's actually seeing your membership dollars at work.
Right.
Most of the time we put our membership dollars in all these chambers, and there's no ROI or there's no way to track it. But you guys are actually providing, services that if they were to do it on their own, it's very expensive.
It would cost a fortune.
Exactly. So you guys really are a chamber for small businesses, and I love that. And I just want to commend you guys on your great work.
Thank you, Jenevy.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's always room to grow and be better.
And
And that's the thing with small business owners. We're always looking at ROI. We're looking at how can we do things better, more efficiently, and deliver value. Because a lot of business owners don't realize there's a whole bunch of value that's already built into what they're doing. They're just not highlighting or executing on it.
Exactly.
And I see that with, just in this conversation, I see a couple areas where you guys could really level up what you're doing without
Knowledge
even really
is
charging.
power.
And you already have the packages. You can say, well, this is why you want to be one of these other packages, because it's just there's even more benefit. So
Very much.
all right, if folks want to get in touch with you guys, how do they do that?
nwsachamber.org,
Right.
or they can call us at 210-920-5822. And if you want to see some of our tools, go on documentedcommunity.com or letsdocommerce.com.
Love it. Jack, any parting words?
A couple. I brought some membership pins, even though y'all aren't officially members yet. I brought membership
We
pins
love
for Jenevy
pins.
and for Mark. And Mark, I want to offer you, in exchange for taking the time to hear all about the Northwest San Antonio Chamber today, I want to offer you a membership, an honorary membership as a member of the Northwest San Antonio Chamber of Commerce.
Now, is that the double diamond membership?
You'll
get
have
his
to talk to
logo
Rose about the
everywhere.
fans.
Well, see, the thing is that would be an ideal situation for me, because then I can speak to it, right? Nobody's offered me a chamber
I
membership.
know.
That's
what
right.
Yeah.
We're the
happened with
first. We're the
that?
best.
We love to be
This
first.
is a
You know,
partnership that could work, Mark. I could see
Yeah, and
that.
I actually think about that as, of course, it's always looking for, where I can provide value, because if I can't provide value, then, it's not as exciting for me. But if I can provide value, then
Well, just the
I'd love-
affiliation with your podcast is
Yes.
advertising enough, and
Absolutely.
it's a two-way street. We get your name out there, and you get our name out there.
That's phenomenal.
by having this
well, we were
event
talking
today.
about that before too, right, Mark? With that opportunity.
Yeah, it's strategic alliances are they're a thing, and sometimes just having the right sphere of influence or your inner circle or even your first layer circle, whatever, can be it can change your business like in an instant. Just that new information coming in, I never thought of that.
That's right.
And now you can operate at a much higher level. So I love those kinds of things. And yeah, I mean, I think I could bring some
Excited.
value for
Thanks
sure.
for all your great insight today. We
Yes,
really appreciate
absolutely.
it, both of you.
Lots of really good ideas we're going to take back with us.
Love it. All right, guys, to wrap up the show, quick reminder to check out our latest podcast and catch video versions of the show anytime by visiting our website at satalkradio.com. It's going to be it for this one. You guys have a great week. We'll see you on the next one.